Hey, hey everyone.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey.
Sorry, when I first started the sentence there, I wasn't sure if we were on or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, the three of us are back reviewing another movie again.
He's become our little mascot.
I swear I saw several of this guy at the antique malls that Laura and I went to over the last couple of days. Check that out on I posted some of those on Instagram. Check that out. But there's a few different movies coming out this weekend. Sarah and I have already seen Love, Simon. We got an advanced screening for that a couple of weeks ago. So if you want to know our thoughts on that, since that's out now, go check out the video on Love, Simon. Also, Tomb Raider comes out this weekend. But clearly, most importantly, we have 7 Days in Entebbe that's also playing, and I got a trailer for this once and a few days ago, so I guess that's coming out this weekend too. So I guess Tomb Raider won't be the only thing I see, and I was gonna go see Tomb Raider at 10 after we saw this, but the person I was gonna go see it with kind of fell through on that. That's why I was on the phone outside. So apparently this is the only thing I'm seeing tonight. 7 Days in Entebbe.
That sucks then, because
no one's gonna watch our video on this. We can talk about any fucking thing we want to in this video. If not that many people watched us review Gringo last weekend, fucking no one's gonna watch us review this movie. What'd you think of this?
this movie's a fucking trash bag. How in the fuck do you make a movie about a hostage situation boring? Boring.
Uh-huh.
Like, I didn't give a shit for anyone, hostages included.
Uh-huh.
Everyone was smug and pretentious, and I'm like, I hate all of you. I don't like any of you. You know what? If all of you die, that's the best case scenario for this fucking movie. I know it wasn't gonna happen because I know history, but still, I'm just like, fuck me. I can't. It was a slog to sit through. It's terrible.
Man, it sounds like you had a much more extreme reaction to this movie than I did.
I couldn't stand any of them. Like, how do you waste Daniel Bruhl and Rosamund Pike?
They're the best parts of this movie.
They are, but I still couldn't fucking stand either one of them. Like, die already. Just kill yourselves so I don't have to deal with this shit. Make it 1 day in Entebbe and make it 30 minutes and I can leave. Because fuck. Jesus Christ.
If you think about it, it was really like 6 days and a couple hours in Entebbe.
Yeah. 6 days and change.
I didn't know much about this going in, honestly, so I didn't know how this situation ended. Okay, now the plot of this movie is, it's 1976, and hostages are taken on board this Air France flight and taken to Uganda, and it all has to do with the Palestinians wanting to get things out of France because it's a French flight, because France is favoring Israel. And two of the people that have taken them hostage, they're really the ones that hijacked the plane, are Rosamund Pike and Daniel Bruhl, who are these German revolutionary soldiers, and they've taken hostages on this flight. And when they actually, a lot of the movie is taking place inside the terminal, not on the plane. When they land after like a day or two, they end up migrating over into the terminal, and other people kind of become in charge of the situation. And I thought the movie did some things interesting in that Rosamund Pike and Daniel Bruhl are playing Germans in the movie, and when they start seeing what's happening to some of the hostages, how they're sectioned off by race, and how a lot of them are Jewish,
yeah.
Daniel Bruhl and Rosamund Pike are like, oh, this looks bad. Like
they didn't fucking know going into it that the Israeli population contained a lot of fucking Jews.
Uh-huh.
And as a German, 30 years removed from World War II, where you killed 6 million of them. What did you think was going to fucking happen? Why are you surprised, Daniel Bruhl? You're a book publisher. You should know history. You should know this isn't going to fucking end well for you. God damn it.
It was one of those things that I was finding interesting in the setup, like, because they're starting to have reservations about what they're doing, to the point to where they don't like how a lot of the hostages are being treated. They don't like that this is, hearkening back to the Nazi regime. And as it was going along, I was like, okay, is Daniel Bruhl going to kind of become like a hero in this situation where he goes against the people who he's working for? But it's like a lot of things in this movie where nothing really comes of it. When it just ends, I'll kind of get to how it handles the ending in a second, but when it ends with those particular characters, it's like, okay, well, that happened. Like, a lot of drama was kind of infused here, and it really, really led nowhere, really, other than their performances were good. Rosamund Pike I like that scene with her on the phone in the airport terminal.
Yeah, that was, there are actors that are incredible at their craft. Yeah. You can throw them in anything. It doesn't matter how terrible everything else in the movie, and they're going to shine through. That's true. They are both very good. I just cannot stand either one of them in this fucking movie. But yes, they do. They do play their roles very well. I just can't stand their roles.
This movie felt like there is like 197 people in the chat right now. You know how many Emoji Movie had? 2,000. No one gives a shit about this movie. Yeah. No one gives a shit about this movie.
And you know what? They shouldn't. It's fucking terrible. God damn it.
Thanks a bunch, by the way, everyone in there. It's 205 now. Cool. Thanks a bunch, everyone, for watching.
As bad as it sounds, you know who I wanted to see more in this movie? Idi Amin.
Yeah, Idi Amin pops up in this. I'm because
they're in Uganda, and Idi Amin was a publicity hound. Anything that he could do to make himself look better than he actually was, which was a fucking tyrant and a terrible piece of human shit.
You wanted to see some cannibalism in this movie? You know who I wanted to see in this movie?
Well, James McAvoy. Let's make a Last King of Scotland sequel instead, and just do Idi Amin dealing with this.
No. We bring back Forrest Whitaker, and we have him play Ugandan Knuckles, who shows up in this movie.
Do you know the way?
Who shows up? Whoa! In 1970, he's around since '76. This meme goes back farther than I thought it did.
You do not know the way.
They spit on the terrorists. That's how we won this situation. This movie feels like by the numbers Munich or Argo.
But Munich was intriguing.
Oh yeah, it's a way better movie than this.
Munich was fantastic in its execution. This movie just doesn't do anything right in its execution.
Should we get to... Yeah. While I was sitting there watching it, I was like, one of my favorite movies last year was All the Money in the World. I put it at, I think, number 3 on my best list. I love it even more now after seeing this. I'm not mad at this movie because I thought that there were sequences in it I thought were done well. On the stuff on the airplane, I thought was done well. And Daniel Bruhl and Rosamund Pike are trying their damnedest here. But...
fine. You get the stuff in the plane...
Oh, that's the first
10 fucking minutes.
That's the first 15 minutes of the movie.
And then the rest of the time they sit in a terminal.
Yeah, it was like there was this Wings Hauser movie in the 80s called Hostage that reminded me a lot of this movie. And both of them are kind of just as forgettable, really. Like this movie gets weird. It starts out weird and it gets weird later and certainly ends weird too. Like this movie I don't even know how to get into this. At the beginning it was interesting where via text it's showing what you kind of need to know going into this, like in 1940 something this happened, like, and it's doing it over interpretive dance. And I was like, well, that's an interesting way to do this. I'm like, okay, well, it's edited well. they're syncing in the text and the title cards to go along well with the music noises and the dance noises. I was like, I wasn't expecting that to play into what was going to happen afterwards.
And it fucking did.
It did. There is a subplot in this movie about... Talk about infusing drama. Like, I get it with Daniel Bruhl and Rosamund Pike. They're kind of the main characters of the movie. I understand that. It goes nowhere, but I get why drama is kind of being injected there. There's a soldier in the movie who has a girlfriend who's a dancer, and when I say this could be cut out of the movie, boy, that's an understatement.
It's literally 7 days in Entebbe. The subtitle should be The Trials and Tribulations of the Relationship of Gunner Number 4.
Gunner Number 4
it's just fucking Jesus. Like,
and his dancer girlfriend. It's like suddenly
they spend more time on that relationship than they spend time in the fucking plane.
No, they do. Whenever it cuts to this in the movie, it's like Spielberg got sick during Munich, and for a couple of days they resurrected Bob Fosse to direct a couple of scenes. It was odd. And when the soldiers are going through their training sequence, it's edited. It's
jumping back and forth. Yeah, the climax.
Yeah,
is you have cuts in with this dance routine that they're performing, and I'm like,
I'll give it. It's not that it's edited bad.
No, it's not. It's just if it takes you out in some certain points.
I mean,
like, I didn't.
I was going through so many emotions, like in the climax of this movie, in which there's a shootout between the soldiers and the Palestinians, and 4 hostages get killed, and this is edited into this dance recital. It would be... Here's the best way I could put it. Do you remember in 97 or 98, the Oscars where Saving Private Ryan was up for Best Picture, and when Debbie Allen had those interpretive dance numbers to go along with the music from like Life is Beautiful and Saving Private Ryan and The Thin Red Line. Okay, imagine if that was just straight up edited into Saving Private Ryan. Like,
I would rather, I'd rather watch The Thin Red Line again, and I hated that fucking piece of shit.
I would probably rather watch this, honestly.
No, because at least with the character exposition in The Thin Red Line, I'm like, okay, I want to listen to these people. I didn't want to listen to a goddamn person.
Yeah, it's just very dry. It's a dry film, and because of that, whenever the dancing was going on in the movie, I'm like, okay, this doesn't work, but at least it's kind of giving me something to remember about this movie. Like, I mean, true, I could say the same thing if a pie fight happened at the end of this film. Like, it's the alternate ending to Doctor Strangelove. I'd be like well, okay. Like,
and they pull up in the stretch limo, and instead of, soldiers come out, it's a bunch of clowns spraying seltzer water everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like, didn't see that coming, wasn't expecting that editing choice, but okay, I'll remember that. And then they use like real news footage to edit into the movie, and at the end, it's editing the actors, coming off the plane and everything, and then that's edited into the real footage, and text comes on screen, and then when it cuts to the actual ending credits, it's over this other dancer who, correct me if I'm wrong, we've never seen in the movie until this point.
No, I mean, he's probably one of the uncredited dancers in the dance scene.
Yeah.
But they're all in hats and suits to begin, so you don't know. But it's...
I was like, why is this happening?
Because they had no fucking way. I guess they were trying to uplift the end of the movie where it said, "Oh yeah, by the way, nothing's been resolved. Yitzhak Rabin was murdered." And it's like, God damn it, really?
It's so weird. It'd be like if you're watching Argo, and then the ending credits are played over a scene from Cabaret. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
What was the other text? Oh yeah, by the way, the one soldier who died, his brother became prime minister in 1996. It was like,
oh, Netanyahu?
yeah, Netanyahu. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, I guess that was relevant to this some fucking how. Not to take anything away from Netanyahu, but god damn. I was actually, you know what, I take that back. I was intrigued by one character, and that was Rabin. His interactions between Yitzhak Rabin.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was actually intrigued by him because he had a fucking hard decision to make, whether or not to send these troops.
Yeah.
Not that I necessarily cared for him, because he was still just blah. But at least I was like, alright, I can understand at least one character where he's in a shit position, so I can't really blame him. The rest of you fuckers did this to yourself, so fuck off.
Yeah, it's very... Sometimes we're in the... It cuts back and forth between the terminal and the prime minister doing his, like, negotiations and everything, but it just feels really first drafty, kind of. Like, I don't know. I think you hate this movie a lot more than I do. I really don't feel much about this film.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I was just sort of like, this is the thing that's happening in front of me right now. Like, I'm not going to remember this movie. I mean, again, bravo to the dancing. I guess that's given me something to talk about, but I don't know why this should be just direct to Netflix or something.
Yeah.
This should be direct to video, or this shouldn't be a mainstream release, really. Like, so look, I mean, there are several things like this that you could just be watching instead, whether it's Argo, whether it's Munich, or last year with All the Money in the World. This, look, I mean, I thought the acting was solid enough for me to say. I thought the acting was solid enough. The editing is so fucking weird, but I can't say that it was bad editing.
It's
like,
not bad. It's just like you question the editing. It's like, why did you do that? Not like, oh, that's terrible. It's like, but why?
Just because you could doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there's
like
no
that.
reason.
It's kind of like that. I would say if you want to Redbox this shit, I mean, go for it. But I just thought it was a really by-the-numbers film when it wasn't suddenly bursting out into song and dance. That's a weird fucking thing to say about this kind of movie.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're leaning towards just skip this completely.
You're right. None of the actors are bad in this. It's just their characterizations are... I fucking hate them.
Right.
Like, just no. Like, I don't... You're trying to make me feel something for these characters, and I just want you to get off the screen. I want Rosamund Pike to be in Gone... I want Gone Girl all of a sudden. I'm like, just start fucking killing people. Slice their throats. Then at least I'll be entertained because it'll come out of left field. Mm-hmm. Just start cutting throats. I don't care. Just do it.
Yeah, maybe this movie needed to be a little edgier. I mean, it is a PG-13.
And I don't know how edgier you can make it.
I guess
it wasn't like it was this huge massacre.
Yeah,
it was
that's
fairly
true.
Successful. 5 people that weren't terrorists died, so it's like out of like 100, over 100.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like it was this huge massacre, and it was a really successful operation. I didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, the chat's the same way too. The chat's RIPing Toys R Us right now.
Yeah, right. I'm more interested in that than I am this fucking movie. Jesus.
Yeah. Bury it right next to KB Toy Store.
But
or Circus World.
And that climax, I don't know how you make a climax so fucking boring.
I wasn't bored during the climax because of the dancing.
But like, because it throws you, it's like, wait, you know what? They put the dancing in there so you don't realize how fucking just boring this thing is.
Because, like, I wasn't sure how you were feeling about this movie. I was just kind of sitting, again, I was just sort of sitting there like, all right, let's just get this over with so I can see another movie. But I was, in my head, I was thinking, well, it's a well-acted movie. It's not poorly made. It's, the editing's weird. In my head, I was like, I don't know, maybe Irving's liking this just fine.
No. Not a fucking chance. That was...
I'll tell you this, it is way better than A Wrinkle in Time.
I don't believe that. I can't.
It is.
I do not believe... I'm sorry, I can't believe that. Just, I can't. Because this...
It is. It's way better. What'd you like better, this or Dark Tower? Because that was like your nom last year. I would say this is like better, I guess.
I would say this is better because it didn't shit on something I love. You know what? I don't give a fuck about these people, so you know what? Fuck this movie. I really like The Dark Tower. I really like the series, and fuck them for fucking... Fuck you for fucking up Idris Elba. Idris motherfucking Elba shooting shit up, and you fucked it up. How do you fuck that up? You can't. I don't know how you do. You can't.
If someone's gonna do it,
unless you're Nicholas Arsash, you can't fuck it up unless you're him.
If someone's gonna do it, it will be Sony. They'll figure out a way to do it.
And then Matthew McConaughey just going fucking balls to the wall.
Why not?
You fuck that up? How? Like, you don't even have to write a story. The story's already fucking written. You just have to adapt it. And you fucked it up.
Well,
you have 7 fucking books with which to come up with something, and you come out with that?
Mm-hmm.
No. God damn it. See, now, okay, 7 days, you're off the hook, because now I gotta sit there and think about fucking Dark Tower.
That's a great fucking movie.
No, it's not a great fucking movie, but it gets a pass because fuck Dark Tower.
Yo, we gotta do sometime. We gotta watch the rest of Just Getting Started sometime.
Oh my fucking...
You know what? We should do that. We should go rent that sometime.
It's gotta be better than 7 Days in Entebbe. The ending is... Because I'm sure it's balls to the wall, but I can't... It's gotta be better. It's gotta have a better climax.
I will say that if the climax of Just Getting Started also ends in interpretive dance, then...
you know what? Fucking might.
Then I'll be like, I was wrong to put this on my worst of the year list. If only I had known. All right. I'll be seeing Tomb Raider tomorrow. Sorry, guys. I was gonna see it tonight. At the last minute, the person I was gonna see it with canceled. So sorry. You got us talking about 7 Days in Entebbe, though. Sweet. I wish I had known that before we went to go see this. I would have been like, okay, you want to see Tomb Raider instead? No, It wasn't until like halfway into this movie I got that message. Well, too late now.
I mean, the Tomb Raider could probably be the worst thing in the fucking world, but it would probably have a better climax than 7 Days in Entebbe.
Maybe.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but that just I wasn't even like that bad on the movie. I was just like, just get it over with. Hey, like, at least we get to watch this fun scene where they storm this airport and take these guys out. No, it wasn't fucking fun at all. Like, I wasn't intrigued at all. I was like, yep, they're all gonna fucking live. Oh, this is fun.
The dancing was really good, though.
Yeah, sure, it was choreographed well.
Good. It really needed... Somebody needs to take the climax of this movie with the dancing and the rescue mission and edit in Frank Stallone singing Far From Over from the beginning of Staying Alive. Yeah, it would be excellent. I mean, it would be anachronistic because that was 1983 and this is 76, but whatever.
Think Frank Stallone cares about that? Hell no.
All right, everyone. Thanks a bunch, everyone in the chat, for watching.
Bye.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.